Yo, what's up, Gemini? Welcome to monthly forecast for the month of December 2017. Gemini. A lot of different astrological influences happening this month. We got Mercury going retrograde on December 3rd. We've got Chiron, which is finally turning direct on December 5th, and it's been retrograding since July 1st. And most importantly, we have Saturn, which is going to be changing signs, and Saturn will occupy the next area of the sky until March 21st, 2020. So that's quite some time. In the month of December 2017, the sun is going to be in an area for you that has to do with your relationships, Gemini. So there's going to be a big focus on your significant other if you have one, or there's going to be a big focus on, your interactions with your significant other. And if you're single, this is a great time for you to make an effort to bring someone into your life if that's what you want, Gemini. On December 21st, the sun is going to shift. So the focus is going to be, following December 21st, the focus is going to be more about your shared resource situation. It's going to be more about your business partnerships. It's going to be more about your sex life. It's going to be more about contracts, deals, and negotiations. But those are the main themes for you, Gemini, for the month of December 2017. Now I'm going to talk about some more specific major astrological events that are set to occur this month and what they mean for you. Right off the bat on December 1st, Venus is shifting into an area for you that has to do with relationship. And it'll be there until December 25th. So during this time, Venus tends to soften the influence. So if you've been having some difficulty in your relationship, then Venus is the planet of diplomacy, and this will help smooth things out. Now, if that's not the case, maybe your relationship's just fine, so this is just going to see you wanting to enjoy more romantic moments with your significant other during this time. If you're single, this is a great time for you to make an effort to reach out to somebody. You have Venus in your relationship corner, so you have Venus's support here. It's going to help you get a relationship, if the one that you want, Gemini. So, if you have your eye on a particular someone, go for it, because with Venus in this area, it's going to be really helpful. Now, also on December 1st, Mars is making what's called an opposition to retrograding Uranus. So we have Mars on this end of the sky, and we have Uranus on this end of the sky. Uranus is retrograding, and they're facing off. So, they're making an exact opposition to each other. And this implies, Mars is in your area of true love, and where Uranus is, it's like an area that has to do with online technology, friendships, social media, all that stuff. So is there somebody that some of you are trying to connect with potentially on December 1st? Maybe you know somebody on social media, Facebook, whatever. Potentially you have a sexual attraction to this person or vice versa, but it's an opposition. So there's like a caveat there, like, what's the deal? Why can't you make the connection? So I don't know what your unique situation is, but for some reason, some of you do like somebody on social media, your friendships, for some reason you can't make the connection. Check that one out on December 1st. On December 3rd, Mercury begins to retrograde, and it's going to retrograde until December 22nd. So Mercury is your ruler. R for retrograde, R for release. Now, Mercury is your ruler, so, when Mercury goes retrograde, it does cause some issues with communication, especially with you, because Mercury is your ruler. So, don't stress, Gemini. Nobody's perfect. We're not always going to be able to, excuse me, here I am having an issue communicating. I'm not a Gemini, I have a lot of Gemini in my astrology chart, but that's a whole different story. Anyway, but Mercury, when it goes retrograde, it causes issues with communication, especially you being a Gemini. You're ruled by Mercury. It can cause problems with communication. No one's perfect. I wouldn't let this hang you up too much, but this is like happening in your area of relationship. So in this area, it's like, it's either R for retrograde or R for retrograde, R for review, or R for retrograde or R for release. So which one's it going to be, Gemini? And it's going to happen between December 3rd and December 22nd. Are you happy with the relationship you're in? Okay, maybe there's things you need to review about it, but yeah, overall everything's good. Mercury's telling you to put more concentration on this area between December 3rd to December 22nd. Now, if you are just totally dissatisfied with your relationship, then, well, R for retrograde, R for release, Gemini. It is what it is. What are you going to do? Stay miserable in a relationship that you don't want? So It's up to you, Gemini, and ultimately what happens in your life is determined by fate. So you'll just have to see how it goes on December 3rd. Also on December 3rd, there's a full moon in your sign. So here we go. We got a full moon in your sign. So, this is going to resonate differently for some Gemini than other. Some Gemini may have a little bit of a shakeup. It'll be fine. You just have like a little bit of a blip. You go over it. You're good. No worries. No big deal. Other Geminis, this might, the full moon's like a big spotlight and it's shining its light down on you. So, potentially some of you Geminis are really going to embrace the spotlight right around December 3rd. Like you are really coming into focus on December 3rd. And some of you Geminis might really love this. If you're a Gemini that loves to be center stage, well, the spotlight's going to be on you following the full moon in your sign on December 3rd. There could be some new beginnings accompanying this full moon for you. There could be some changes regarding matters of self on December 5th. Chiron finally moves forward. It's been retrograding since July 1st. And there's probably been some hangups in your career, some stuff that's been irritating you, stuff's just not going through like the way it's supposed to be. Well, I think you're going to have a lot more success with the professional aspect of your life following when Chiron moves following when Chiron moves forward on December 5th. So you're going to see, things are just going to be smoother. You're not going to be as irritated. You're not going to have as many hangups and delays. So I think things are going to really start to shift your way professional-wise following December 5th. On December 10th, Mercury, your ruler, is aspecting retrograding Uranus. And, if you are single, Gemini, then online is a great place to look for a relationship. So, even if you're not really into the online dating thing, you might want to give it a whirl because you might have a stroke of luck right around December 10th. Now, others of you you're just connecting with somebody on Facebook, or there's somebody you're attracted to for a relationship on Facebook. I mean, whether you're single or whether you're coupled up, there might be somebody that you like on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, digital world, whatever. Somebody who you can connect with via technology on December 10th. And, if you're happily coupled up and that's not resonating with you, then, this might just be a good day for you and your SO to go out with your friends and have a good time on December 14th. Venus is aspecting the North Node. This is you communicating in a relationship. So whatever your relationship situation is, single, coupled up, or whatever, this is a great day for communicating in your relationship and, communicating something romantic, communicating something flirty. So you are flirty, Gemini. So turn the flirty vibes on December 14th. If you're single, let someone know. If you have your eye on somebody, let them know how you feel about them. On December 18th, there's a new moon. And this new moon has to do either with a new relationship or just new elements that are being introduced to your existing relationship. So depending on your situation, the new moon is going to hit on December 18th. And the 6 months that follow December 18th, there's going to be, like I said, if you're happy with the relationship that you're in, there's just going to be new elements that are being introduced to your existing relationship in the 6 months that follow December 18th. If you're not happy with your relationship, then this is a great time for you to check out your other options in the 6 months that follow December 18th. And if you're single, I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, but some of you might see somebody come into your life for a relationship in the 6 months that follow December 18th. Gemini on December 19th. This is the big one. Saturn is changing signs. So this doesn't happen that often, and this time it's shifting into an area that has to do with your shared resource situation, and Saturn is all about restructure. So it's going to be in this area on December 19th. It's shifting into your area of shared resources. It's going to be in this area until March 21st, 2020. So during this time, I'm not saying all Geminis are going to experience a restructuring of their shared resource situation, but yes, some of you might. And this could correspond with all these other things I've been talking about in this forecast, like different relationship situations potentially for some of you. It's like some of you, maybe some of you Gemini really aren't that satisfied in your current relationship, and maybe you do, maybe your assets are combined with somebody else's. So what's going to happen from December 19th 2017 all the way to March 21st, 2020, it's like there's that restructuring happening with assets. You know what I mean? Like what's going to happen? There's a shift happening. There's like a change. Like eventually, you're going to maybe go apart. So I'm not saying that's definite. Now, for others of you, potentially those of you who are single, this is you. It's the other way around. Like this is like a restructuring of your shared resource situation, but you're potentially, some of you are combining your assets with somebody, or maybe it's both. Some of you are, the area of shared resources is being restructured in a way that you're taking apart the shared resource situation that you have with one person, and then you're putting it together potentially with another person. So it's going to resonate differently for all of you, Gemini. It's not going to be the same. And for some of you, this might have to do with a business partnership. So it's going to be different for all of you. And on December 28th, Mars is positively aspecting Neptune. And this is a good one for, if you have a sexual attraction for anybody who's in your professional life, then this is a great day for you to flirt with this person. I mean, Mars is the planet of sex, so the flirty vibes are really going to be turned on. And if there's somebody in your professional life who turns you on, then you should probably engage in a conversation with them right around December 28th. I think that's all I have for you this month, Gemini. Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, share, and like. I'm on Instagram, Gregory Furlan Official. I'm on Facebook, Gregory Furlan. I post daily astrology on Facebook, so give me a like there. Thank you. Have a great month, and I'll see you next year.